Undirected team. How is it going, y'all? Y'all are the best audience on the internet. It's not even close. Team, we got to talk about something, though. We have got to talk about this Netflix thing that's going on. You know, Netflix is an interesting company, and we'll just go over them a little bit before we get into some things and actually look at some of the shows that they offer now, where they seem to have a stranglehold, and now they're actually doing streaming, where that's not where they were at initially. Most notably, the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. But Netflix actually revolutionized the way that we stream shows. I really do believe that. They actually innovated what Blockbuster should have, I would say, done when they had the opportunity. Because Blockbuster could be Netflix today. That's the strangest thing about it. Netflix actually beat Blockbuster in two ways. When Blockbuster wanted to keep brick and mortar stores, when we got to a era of buying things online, Blockbuster didn't want to pivot. They wanted to keep brick and mortar. Netflix actually, before they are what you see now, where it's completely streaming, they actually used to let you order DVDs from their website, rent them that way, and they would ship them to your address, and then after you were done, you'd ship them back to Netflix and be able to get another DVD. And I'm not sure if they did subscriptions back then. I'm pretty sure they did. My mother actually is an early Netflix user. I remember she used to get the DVDs in a Netflix sleeve. We used to watch, actually, one of my favorite animes, Case Closed. Detective Conan is what it's called in its native tongue, but the American version is Case Closed. And she used to get those DVDs, and we would watch them together. And, you know, she'd get other stuff too, but that was one of the ones that I was always looking forward to her getting. And it's just very interesting. And now Netflix is basically a Goliath within the streaming industry, and there's really nobody that will catch Netflix unless they make a huge mistake. Now, are they on the verge of making that mistake? Possibly, but it doesn't really seem that way. And that's why I've phrased this new term, which is called NetTrix. All right? So I just want to look at this real quick with y'all. We're going to go to the Urban Dictionary for this one, and then we'll get right back to looking at some of the proprietary shows and or shows that they've acquired on their website. But a trick in the Urban Dictionary, a person who spends money on gratifying their sexual impulses and or pleasures. Okay? We're going to take the sexual impulses out, but we're just going to narrow it down to pleasures. Has the ability to describe a person or an action, verb, tricking off, the act of splurging or spending cash on fulfilling one's desires. And we're going to take out the sexual part again. So when I say the word net tricks, and I spelled it kind of funny the way Netflix spells it, it's just to say that a fool and their money shall soon part ways. Now, am I calling people that have Netflix fools? Not necessarily, unless you imply it that way. And if you do, then maybe you feel some way about it. Now, me personally, I would not really be able to say that because my mother uses Netflix. I'm over there looking at my TV right now, and I actually am using her account. But not for long, because eventually they're going to say, well, are you on vacation mode? And I'm going to say yes. And then after about 3 or 4 days, they're going to say, hey, we're going to need you to pay up, buddy. You're not going to be able to use your mom's account because we're not going to allow it. We are tracking the IP address of your mom, And we're seeing that when you access it, it's not the same IP address. Now, I could trick them with VPNs and constantly be in vacation mode, but it's not even worth it. And to be honest, there's only about 6 shows on there that I can't get by other means. Because, see, I don't think these companies understand that people don't mind paying for them. All right? That's not the issue. The issue is that we don't want to feel like we're getting beat. And as a company, you want to make sure that your customers feel like they're getting value for their money, and they'll stay forever. When you start to take away the value from it, well, then you start to get customers to leave. And we're going to look at that because we're going to actually look at a couple of Reddit posts about this, and we'll check out some of the news articles too. I want to look at some of their shows, though. So this is some of the shows that you can watch on Netflix. Prison Break jumps out to me because I actually enjoy this series. It is an older series. I remember watching Prison Break when it first came out. This might have been like, 09, 07, somewhere around there when it first came out. And that was back when you had to wait a week. Well, some shows you still do. Netflix actually revolutionized the way that you watch shows because Netflix does something very, very clever, I would say. They dropped the whole series at once. So instead of waiting 2 to 3 months to watch 8 episodes, on Netflix you get all 8 episodes right away. So you can binge watch them all in 24 hours, 8 hours, however long it takes to get through the episodes. Where most are going to be anywhere from, 45 minutes to an hour and 10 minutes. So when they started doing that, I thought it was incredible. And you really get these shows without commercials depending on what tier you have. Now they're putting in an ad tier because they're going to clean up on that. They might even make more money from the ad tier than they do from their premium tier. I don't know. Maybe not. It's hard to tell. But I know that people pay a lot to run their ads. I know that for sure. YouTube's a good example of that, what we're using right now. You probably got a couple already. Stranger Things. What do y'all like on this list? I'd like to know, team. Let me know what y'all are seeing that you watch. I think everybody has a Netflix show that they just... there's something on Netflix for everyone. I will give them that. And we can just look through everything that they got. And where's the one that I was watching? Well, it's not. I'd have to find it. Can I search here? I don't think I can search here because I'm not actually logged in. It was the spinoff of Heist. I was watching Berlin. I finished that one. And there was the other one, the Korean one. Wow, You was incredible. Yeah, it was Money Heist. But it was Money Heist, the spinoff of it. Ozark. They got the N next to all of them. They have a lot of proprietary shows, too. Coco Melon is doing crazy numbers right now in the kid space. But, yeah. So I want to go into Let's actually watch this one. Let's watch this one. This will tell a little bit about what's going on.
Netflix just enjoyed a blockbuster quarter thanks to the return of hit shows like South Korean drama Squid Game. The streaming giant said Tuesday that subscriber numbers hit a record over the holiday period. They jumped by nearly 19 million to almost 302 million in total.
Wow.
That beat forecasts, as did figures for profit and sales. Live events also played a big part in the success. That included a fight between former boxing champion Mike Tyson and YouTuber Jake Paul. The bout pulled in some 65 million streams. Netflix also showed 2 NFL games on Christmas Day, with both among the most streamed competitions in the league's history.
I did not watch those games.
Now it's doubling down on live events, with plans to stream more WWE wrestling matches and a deal to show the FIFA Women's World Cup soccer finals in 2027 and 2031. Investors reacted enthusiastically to Netflix's latest numbers. Its shares jumped about 13% in extended US trade, lifting its
Damn.
stock market value by almost $50 billion. The company has sought to capitalize on its popularity by raising prices in the US, Canada, and some other markets. Its cheapest ad-supported tier went up in price by $1 per month in the US. Analysts say the numbers are evidence that the company is dominating rivals. One told Reuters that Netflix was running away with the streaming market.
I'm gonna have to look into some Netflix stock. I mean, I don't agree with what they're doing with the pricing, but if they're gonna keep on making money, I might as well get a couple bucks in there. And when I say a couple, I mean a lot of money, like a bag. Because why not capitalize on an extra 13% over a short time? I mean, had I known, I would have got on. All right. But I mean, if you look right here, shares rose 83% in 2024. And it could go up another 83% this year. So, not financial advice, but you might want to look into Netflix. FNFLX is the ticker. All right. So 19 million subscribers just over the holiday quarter. And a lot of that's going to be due to Squid Games. Squid Games is a great show. I binged it. Another reason why I needed to use my mom's account, because the other means that I found it, and I did find it easy enough. So I have other services that I actually pay for. Netflix is not one of them. I just don't see the value in it. And I don't think that, I don't mind supporting content that, I don't mind supporting the content. There's something weird that's going on, though, where we thought that we were kind of moving on from the dark ages of cable, when cable really started to get unaffordable. I watched, my mom go through that. And, I'll reference her a lot just because she's, like, really into this stuff. Like, it would almost be, this would actually be a good stream to call her. But at the time of me recording this, I'm probably one of the only people up on the planet. Well, I'll say in the U.S. in my time zone. On the other side of the world, it's like daytime. I'll put it like that. All right, so the company unveiled price hikes on Tuesday in markets including the U.S., aiming to boost revenue, just as it shifts focus from subscriber growth to performance metrics such as sales. We thought it was a typo. Netflix defied the odds once again, delivering subscriber additions far beyond even the most unreasonable subscriber bogey. The company's global subscriber base now exceeds 300 million. Let's do the math real quick. I got it right here. I'm just going to do it off camera. I'll give y'all the numbers. What I am going to do is I'm going to take the 300 million. So let's see, it's a 3 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 zeros. So 300 million. I'm going to times that by 20. And we got $6 billion. $6 billion, all right? Netflix is probably on average getting about $20 per subscriber. On average. But that's where you look at these numbers and you realize that, because let's do it like this. Let's understand why just for them, for you, it getting raised up $5 could be inconsequential, or maybe it'll be a reason for you to quit. But for Netflix, an extra $5 for each of their 300 million subscribers adds billions onto their revenue. So we're going to do it like this. 300 million times 5 is 1.5 billion. 300 million times 10 is 3 billion. 300 million times 15 is 4.5 billion. We already know that times 20 is 6 billion. So if they just raise the price, which this is a cup of coffee for most people that watch Netflix, because Netflix is absolutely a luxury. It is not broadcast. This is not antenna TV. Everybody doesn't get Netflix, right? But we just go to 25, which I believe their highest tier is now. It's going to add another 1.5 billion just by getting an extra $5 per person with their subscriber base. They're adding an extra 1.5 billion to make a total. If they average $25 per user, they're getting $7.5 billion. And they can keep their service exactly the same and just add the money. Now, what we heard from the guy is that they're adding the WWE, which is something I would almost cancel Netflix just because they have it on there. I have no desire to watch that. Although I did like the WWF versus NWO game on the Nintendo 64 back in the day. I think it was the NWO video game, Nintendo 64. That game was dope. Wonder if I could, let's see. I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. N64 NW. Oh, is that it? Is this it? Oh, let me see. I think this is it. Hold on. Let's go to images real quick. Oh shit, I'm clicking on the wrong one. Let's see. Yeah, this is it right here. I used to love this game. This game was so fun. This one right here. On the N64. Do y'all remember this? Somebody got a video of it? Oh, let's see. I'm gonna turn the sound off. I don't know what it was about this game, but it was so fun back in the day. So yeah, Netflix is bringing this on. No, I mean, not this, but they're bringing WWF on. So let's see. Okay, wow. Look at the difference. Netflix was actually first to market with streaming in this way. So it's not surprising. They had a lead on everyone else probably by like 6 or 7 years at least. And Disney's making it come up. I feel like Hulu was around for a long time too, though. Hulu's a little bit different, but they're similar to Netflix. Hulu kind of went into the live streaming a little bit more than Netflix earlier on. But now that Netflix is streaming events and stuff like that, they're just taking it to a whole nother level. I mean, they got to be scared of all these other companies out there. I mean, if you invested, you know, if you'd invest in Netflix, they're similar to like a Google, an Amazon, an Apple. If you'd invest in Netflix early, the money would be there. I want to check real quick. I'm going to look off camera real quick, team. I'm looking. I just want to see how good Netflix has done over the last Netflix. Okay. I got it saved. Yeah, Netflix is sharing at $952 currently. Yeah, up 11% over the last week. Up 24% over the last 3 months. Oh my. Wow. Let me see something. Okay, so when Netflix first started, If you could have got on with Netflix in 2000, you can just go anywhere in 2009. It was sharing at $5. Netflix is up over the last, I'll give it 15 years, 15 to 16 years. It's up 82,000%. We need to do a stock club type video where we talk about stocks and what we could get into at this point in our lives, and we can look back at it, or we can look forward to it 15 years from now and be completely rich. Because if we'd invested like 10 grand in Netflix, we'd be retiring nice at a very young age. Right? Anyways, what were we talking about? Let's go to Reddit. Let's see what the people got to say. Let's see what the people got to say. The S25's out? It's not out yet, is it? The S25's out? Nah. I think it comes out in February. Oh, that's for a pre-order probably. All right. So this guy just recently said, canceled mine today along with HBO Max and Max. I think they're two separate services. Was fun while it lasted, but it's getting too expensive now. I'm willing to pay for streaming, but it's no longer worth it to just keep subscriptions every month. I rotate them every other month or so to determine which ones have something I would watch. Left a year ago, will never go back. $7.99 is steep. I remember when it was just $7.99. What happened? Yeah, well, I get what you're saying, but prices are they're always going to go up and they're never going to go down. I know we were talking about like our food prices and we're thinking like we change presidents, things are going to go down. The money we make might go up, but the prices of what we pay are not going to go down. Like, you might remember when a honey bun was 35 cents or 25 cents or whatever it was. It's never going down. It used to be a quarter to use a payphone. And then payphones were like $1 before they became obsolete. If you go right now and look at newspapers, it used to be like $1.25 or 75 cents for the Sunday paper, and that would be the most expensive one. But the normal weekday paper would be 25 cents, and that was it. Now the weekday paper is the same as the Sunday paper. It's just, the paper is just $1.50 no matter what, at all times. Prices don't go down. The only thing you can do is make more money. That's pretty much it. And that's just the true thing. So you always got to figure out a way to make yourself more valuable and increase your earnings, because that's the only way that you can keep up. Believing that for whatever reason, prices are going to drop, it's wishful thinking that is not even realistic. People that were back in the 1950s probably thought the same thing when they were paying 19 cents for a gallon of gas and a carton of eggs costing them 7 cents, and then get a whole meal at McDonald's for less than $1. Now a meal at McDonald's is like $25. I would never eat there. The same way that I would never get Netflix. I'll use my mom's account here and there, watch a couple of shows that I like. Kind of similar to what the guy said, earlier. He just rotates his, like, hey, Mandalorian's coming out on Disney. I know the show because of my mom. A new season of You's coming out. Okay, when a new season of You comes out, I gotta matriculate my way over to Netflix and try to watch it. Although I can watch that in different ways, but it's a lot easier to just watch it on Netflix. So I don't mind actually going that route. And I actually would use Netflix. And to be honest, it's not even a lack for some of us, it's not a lack of having the money. It's the principles involved. Netflix is also adding a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily think that its core users care about. I don't think its core users care to watch the NFL playoffs. I don't think its core users care to watch, what do they say? They got the soccer championships. I don't think its core users care about watching WWE. It's kind of, Netflix is doing what the cable companies used to do. The cable companies knew that you didn't care about watching the Weather Channel, but in order to watch ESPN, you had to get a package with the Weather Channel. They would always add bloat onto what you were trying to purchase, and that's what got frustrating with the cable company. It was like, look, I watch 10 channels. Just give me those 10 channels at a good price and I'll stick with cable. Me personally, I would say, hey, I want ESPN. I want a couple other sports networks. Throw in TNT, throw in Showtime, and give me the History Channel and I'm good. I don't want anything else, okay? I don't want the cooking channel, right? But no, they make you get all these extra things, and then they started doing the things with the bundle, add home security, add home, add a telephone line in your home, right? Add the internet, add ADT security. It's like, bro, like I don't want any of that. I just want the channels that I asked you for, and let me get them for $18. Nah, well, you're gonna have to get everything. It's gonna cost you $355 a month. And you got a whole bunch of stuff you're just watching. I don't want MTV. I don't want BET under any circumstance. I'm not watching CW. I can't even name the channels. I don't want the Cartoon Network anymore. It's garbage. It used to be good. I would have took Cartoon Network back in 06. I don't even think, didn't Cartoon Network go out of business? I think Cartoon Network is done for, ain't it? Let me see. Cartoon Network.
According to Wikipedia, Cartoon Network is an American cable television channel owned by Warner Brothers Discovery.
I guess it's still functioning. I thought they shut it down. Anyways, let's read a little bit more of this. Yeah, it was $5.99 a month at some point, but they can't get to $7.5 billion when it's $5.99 a month. At $5.99 a month, they only make $1.5 billion. I think we read so, or we added up. Was it? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. 300 million users paying $5 a month is gonna net them $1.5 billion. Well, it's gonna gross it for them. Net would be a lot less. Goodbye Netflix, unsubscribed after a decade. Netflix be like, we dare you to pick another service over us. Left during COVID, tired of price increases, canceling of good shows after 1-2 seasons. Netflix does have some good IPs though. They do have some good IPs. And I don't know. I'm a little bit torn on this team. I really want to know what y'all think about this whole situation. Are you keeping your Netflix account or are you canceling it? Like, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to be a NetTrix and just pay them whatever they want to and they don't even give you anything in return that's truly of value? Or what are you going to do? Where are you going to turn to? Now, I have a lot of alternatives, but this is not the place where I can share it. Or maybe I need to start like a Patreon. I got a lot of information, a lot of things I want to talk about. I just can't do it on YouTube. I got to respect YouTube's platform. They have guidelines that they want followed, and it's just what we got to do. I mean, I could choose not to and get kicked off the platform, but that makes no sense at all. So, no, maybe we'll think about adding some type of going on like a Patreon or Locals or Rumble. I don't know. Rumble's kind of the same as YouTube to me. I guess they have a lot more leeway though. But the way the climate's going now, I wouldn't even be surprised if YouTube started to let more things ride as far as what they accept. YouTube actually went through an adpocalypse at one point. I think this was maybe like 6 years ago at this point, maybe a little bit more longer than that, where they were allowing so much weird content to be put out on the platform that advertisers stopped wanting to advertise on YouTube. And that's when they kind of overhauled everything. So as creators, a lot of steps that we have to go through to even get our videos monetized, it does take away a bit of our creativeness as far as the way that we want to present things or what we want to communicate about. Most of the stuff that they would have a problem with, as far as me, I don't even think it matters because I don't really even cover a lot of that stuff, but it's really finicky with YouTube, and they have no problem kicking people off, even prominent content creators. And for me, where I'm at, they kicked me off and wouldn't even notice I was gone. So sad. But one day, team, we will rise to the top. I'm out of here, team. I appreciate y'all. I do want to know what y'all think about this whole Netflix thing. Are you a Netflix subscriber? Are you gonna get rid of the service? If you have it, are you just gonna pay it and be a NetTrix? Or are you gonna go move on from Netflix and use a whole different means to watch your content? I'd like to hear what y'all have to say. So that's what the comment section is for. And I look over all of them. And if you got a good enough question, I'll respond to it. So I'm going to leave it at that. Appreciate y'all, team. I am out of here. I'm about to go check my Netflix and see if they block me now because they said, hey, you can't be on vacation for more than 3-4 days. They said, we know you're broke. You don't got no money. How you know, Netflix? How you know? I'm going to tell you that you're wrong. I'm absolutely not broke, Netflix. Well, if you're not broke, then why don't you just pay for our service? Because I don't see the value in paying for your service. That's why. Y'all just think because people ain't paying for your raggedy service. Cause I remember what happened when the Jake Paul fight came out. And it was messing up all over the world. People couldn't even watch the fight because it turned into buffer flicks. So don't be messing with me, Netflix. I went light on y'all. I could have went on a whole roasting session. But that wasn't my goal for this video. But y'all keep messing with me. I pull this video. I go on this TV because I'm close. I'm going to come back. I'm going to fire up another stream. And it's going to be a whole Netflix roasting session because now I'm getting irritated that y'all came at me like that. All right, team, I'm out of here.